Okay, so I want to carry out the practical section on how to carry out detoxification with the ION CLEANSE device. So I have my accessories all here. I have my basin of water in which I will have my patient put her feet inside. Then we have the ION CLEANSE array, and that is the medium through which there will be ion exchange process. So I will drop it into the water and I will connect it to this device. I also have the wristband, which I will also connect to the device, wet it a bit to boost conductivity when I place it to my wrist. And this is the power cable that will bring in electricity. Then I have my salt. Preferably, you can use sea salt. Preferably, you can use sea salt, be it the granulated type or the fine sea salt. All right. Then we have the belt. We connect this when you want to burn fat from the body, from the tummy. If you want to burn fat from the tummy, then you need this. All right. If you want to lose weight in the tummy area, that is when you need this. So once everything is connected, it's either I put my feet into the water or I put my hands into the water. Remember, I said that every organ of the body has its tap roots under the feet and the palms. Okay, so let me start by carrying out my connections. I want to connect the power cable, and here is the power source, the power port. I plug it in. I also want to connect the belt, the heating belt. This is a double detox device. We have the A unit and we have the B unit. This is good for commercial purposes. You can detoxify 2 people at the same time. If you are detoxifying 2 people at the same time, it means you will have a second basin here with water and 2 patients. All right, so it's either you are using the A unit or you are using the B unit. If you look at the back here, you will see we have the A unit, we have the B unit. And so anything you are doing here applies here. If this is the A unit, that means for the belt, this is the A unit. Remember that it has teeth. You make sure that the teeth are properly keyed in well. So I plug in the heating belt. All right. Then I have the wristband. I'm using the A unit. Okay? So you can see the port for the wristband. If you look closely, you can see wristband written on it. So I plug it in. Okay? Then for the array. Now, this array is replaceable. Okay, manufacturers claim that you need to, a good array has a lifespan of 60 times. Once you have used it up to 60 times, then you may discover that it's not working again and you may need to replace it. So if you discover that you are trying to carry out detoxification and it's not bringing out anything, it's possible that the array has expired. It has outlived its usefulness. So what you may need to replace is the array. Okay? So I plug it in at the back. You can see it's written array here. Array is written here. And this is the port. I plug it in. Then the next thing is for me to connect the power cable to a power source. I connect it to a power source. Then it has a power button. Once I on it, the light comes on. Now the light has come on. Okay, so on the A side, you can see that we have different modes. I'm working with mode 1, or rather, I want to show you the different options. We have mode. If I press, it's on mode 1 by default. Mode 2 is sending more of positive ions. Mode 3 is sending more of negative ions. Mode 4 is carrying out a mixture of both positive and negative ions. Mode 5 is carrying out modification. Okay, in some other models, you will see it as 70% positive ion, 30% negative ion. And then mode 2, 30% negative ion, 70% positive ion. I mean 30% positive ion, 70% negative ion. Then mode 3, you may see it as 50% positive ion, 50% negative ion. Then by the time you enter mode 4, you see a mixture of positive ion, negative ion, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and so on. Same with mode 5. All right. So I'm assuming that my patient is acidic or has a lot of acid in the body, and I want her to take away acid from the body. What that means is that I'm sending positive ion, negative ion. I'm sending negative ion into the water, and that is mode 3. I'm sending negative ion into the water so that the negative ion will enter into her body in exchange for the acid. The acid will now leave her body and enter into the water. That is ion exchange. Then when it comes to the timer, you can see the timer here, 30 minutes. We want to increase it to 40 minutes, 45, 50, 55, 60. So let me set it for 40 minutes, like earlier suggested. Okay. Then I am set for the detoxification process. So I'm going to have my patient put her feet into the water. Then we'll start the process. All right, so I have a beautiful damsel here who has come to detoxify herself, and she is going to be my guinea pig for today. She has put her leg into the water, and you can see the color of the water. It's all transparent, By the time we are done some minutes, you are going to see how the water is going to change color. But first things first, I'm going to put the ion cleanse array into the water. I have put the ion cleanse array into the water. Then the next step is to click the start button. As you can see, we have V, that's the voltage is off, and then the amperes representing current. We want the amperes to get to as high as 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. 1.6, 1.7, 1.8 amperes is sufficient to carry out the detoxification process. All right. Do not let it to go above 2.5. As a matter of fact, that's why I have not put in my salt yet. If I put in my salt and I didn't measure it well and it's above 2.5, maybe for some machines, maybe 2.0, the machine will shut down. It will shut down. You hear a beep sound, boom, and it will shut down, and it will not work. Why? Because it's trying to preserve the device from getting damaged. Too much salt can damage the device, and so that's why it's better to start the process and be dropping the water in little pinches for you to carry out the detoxification process. Okay, one more thing I forgot. I have not put the belt, the heating belt, to burn fat in her belly. So I'm going to do that right now. Okay. So as you can see, she's trying to strap the belt around her tummy. The idea is to burn fat in the tummy. If you want to slim your tummy, then this therapy can be helpful to burn fat. Okay. All right, you can sit down, man. Okay. Now I want to put the salt, but remember I said I will first start by clicking the start button while you watch the timer begin to count down. Okay, as you can see the blink, the detoxification process have started. I've set everything in motion, and now I want to put salt. Watch my hand. So I'm adding more salt. One more thing I forgot. For the heating belt, you can see the buttons here. We have the on button, we have the mode, we have the hot, we have the medium, the high, the medium, and the low. Can you see it? Okay, so I power it on. Remember, I'm using the A side. I power it on. Let me put it on. Medium. Okay, one more thing I almost forgot is the wristband. The wristband. You put on the wristband to complete the circuit. You put on the wristband to complete the circuit. Then you draw it here. And tighten it so that there's proper contact. Just like a wristwatch. Okay. Once you've drawn it, then you key it in. Okay. Then you wet it a bit to improve conductivity. Wet it a bit to improve conductivity. All right. Then I start. Okay. Do you notice that because I forgot the wristband, the process did not start. I had already added salt, but now that I have put the wristband. The circuit is complete. Our salt is now up to 1.1. Our voltage is on 15.0, but I want it to increase up to 1.7 or 1.8. So let me still add a little more pinch of salt. Use your leg to mix it a bit. Remember to take note of the color of the water. Okay. So let's go and check back. We have 1.3, 1.4. Let me still add a little pinch of salt. Mix it again with your leg. Okay. .4. Let's give it some time and see whether it's going to increase. Sometimes you may see that it will drop and it will come back up again. It's now 1.5. I give it some seconds to see whether I should still add some more. Our A is on 1.5. Let me still add a little more salt. Don't know if you can see the quantity in my hand. Okay. So 1.4, 1.5. Mix it again. Okay. One thing you need to notice, the array works like boiling ring. If you look closely, if not for reflection, you will see that there are bubbles coming out through the ring. But let's hold on, it will soon be obvious. When it's obvious, I will show you. Okay, I'm still on 1.5. Increasing it, the essence of increasing it is to fast track the extraction process, the detoxification process. Let me still add more salt since it's still on 1.5. Mix it again with your leg. So notice that this process is going on while the timer is counting down. It's now on 1.6. Let me see whether it will enter 1.7 on its own, or maybe I should add some more salt. I want it to get to 1.8, then I'm okay. Okay, it maintained 1.6. It's on 1.7. Then let me just take a little pinch. A little pinch. You can see my hand. A little pinch. Let me add more. A little pinch. Mix it again with your leg. Okay. All right. 1.7. Let me see. Okay, it's now on 1.8. So I will leave it since it's bordering between 1.7 and 1.8. I think it's safe enough. You can see some bubbles. The detoxification process is ongoing. ion exchange. I'm on mode 3, sending negative ion into the water so that it will enter into the body, while the positive ions representing acidic status will now leave the body and enter the water, thereby changing the color of the water. So let's give it some minutes. You can see things are already coming out. Ion exchange is taking place. The detoxification process is still taking place. You see, I've heard some people say, this machine is not, I prefer this type, I prefer that type, this one is not detoxifying well. No, it's ignorance. What determines the color is a function of the amount of toxin in the patient's body. If it's not turning black on time, then probably the person doesn't have much toxins. There are other people, you are going to see different levels of colors. All is a function of the amount of toxin in the body, okay, and probably the mode of treatment that you are doing. Like I said earlier on, if the body is acidic, you need to send more negative ion into the water, like 70% of negative ion, meaning that it should be on mode 3, which is a negative ion therapy. If the body is more alkaline and you want to make it more acidic, then you should be probably on mode 2, so that you are sending more of positive ion into the water so that it will enter into the body. All right, and there's an exchange. Otherwise, you are doing mode 4, that is therapy, where there's a mixture of both negative and positive ions intermittently. Okay, in order not to make this video long, you can see toxins already coming out. Toxins are already coming out of the body, and if you continue down, that's how the water will continue to change color, and then you have carried out your detoxification process. So I believe you now understand the steps on how to carry out the detoxification process with the ION Cleanse device. So like I said earlier on, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cubic Healthcare Academy, so that you can get notification anytime we have a video to post. And if you want to read more about how to, or everything you need to know about the ION Cleanse Detox process, you can go to our website. You will see it under the blog section, what you need to know about ION Cleanse Detox Foot Spa. That's the topic there. What you need to know about ION Cleanse Detox Foot Spa. And if there are other equipment that you desire to learn more about, you will see articles there on our blog about the thermal massage bed, about the non-linear system analyzer, about the MERIDIAN massager, about the quantum analyzer. Just visit our website www.keobic.com www.keobic.com. Keobic, Keobik, Keobik. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Cubic Healthcare Academy. And if you need to make more inquiries, my number is 080 6560 5212. 080 6560 5212.